Hello and welcome to yet another episode on the Afrocentrist podcast. And on this segment, the Coaching Corner, where I get to speak to coaches to tell us about their area of coaching. Why did they pick those areas and how they help their clients transform from one form to the other? Because basically, I personally know that coaches are in the business of transformation. But most people out there are like, what do these coaches really do? Isn't it just talk? No, it is not just talk. They are actually in the game of transformation. And so today I have one of such coaches, and she's going to be telling us what area she coaches, and then you're going to be a part of that conversation. So come along with me as I get into this conversation with Coach Tumininu Adepoju. Stay tuned, and I'll be right back with my guest. Hello, Coach Tumininu. How are you doing, ma?
Very well, thank you. Good evening from my part of the world, EJ. It's nice
Yes,
seeing you.
yes. Nice to see you too. And thank you for, availing your time to be here. I know how busy you are. So thank you so much for taking our time to be here today to share with us what you do as a coach. Right. So your bio is going to be attached to the description of this particular episode, both on the video and on the audio. But right now, with this conversation, we just want to dive straight into what kind of coach are you?
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. As I said earlier, my name is Adepoju Oluwatumininu, and my area of expertise is personal development and financial literacy. Why did I pick for personal development and financial literacy? Because it's specialized to every individual. It's personal to you. It does not matter whether you're rich or you're poor, whether you're highly placed on the society or you're down there. Irrespective of your cadre, your social status, we all need to develop ourselves personally. Financial development, financial literacy, why this topic? Looking keenly at the society, I'm currently based in Nigeria, which is a country that has so much potential, as we know, a
Mm,
wonderful country. We are blessed with everything. And it's sad that we're almost the poverty capital in the world. And this really got me thinking, got me into lots of whys and what can we do differently. And I realized if we develop ourselves, have better knowledge on how money works, what to do with money, it's going to tremendously not just help Nigeria, help Africa, not just help Africa, help the world as a whole. So I'm that voice that is speaking from this corner and pushing my light, pushing my voice to the world at large because this is something the world needs. Everybody needs to develop. The better we develop, the better our world becomes. And the more money we have, the more we can make influence. So permit me to talk about money a bit. A popular adage says that he that pays the piper dictates the tune. So
mm,
when we think that we see high level of injustice in the society, you see high level of whatever it is you see in the society, just shows high funding. Lobbying
mm.
is a worldwide phenomenon. You want a candidate, you push the candidate, and you need money to push an idea. So I'm like, the more people that have money to push their ideology, the
The
better
more
for the
the
world.
ones, yeah, the
Yes.
more those ones are the ones who actually actualize their idea because they are the one that have the money to
To
push
push
it.
their ideas. Yes.
Exactly. So I'm going to come back to you and say, because I know or I have an idea of how coaches work, being that they go to the root cause to then, try to help these individuals that you work with to reprogram, their mindset or something that is making them operate at the level which they're operating at. From your journey as a personal development and financial coach, let us zoom in into the financial aspect of it. What is one thing that you found a common thread between the people that you work with as to why they have a certain type of financial limiting mindset? That I know, from our part of the world, that a lot of us are, even the people who are literate, we are not so financially literate. What do you think is the cause of this, and how are you helping your client move from that point to being more aware of their finances and how to handle it better?
Okay, thank you. Very interesting question. And, I was playing the question in my mind and I'm like, no, to me, don't do a lecture here because the next 1 hour I'm
You
talking.
won't finish.
I won't finish. And yes, this is Keep It Real, right? And this is coaching. So we've spoken about Nigeria. Like, we are too blessed to be poor. Like everywhere you look, we are blessed. Is it in agriculture? Is it in oil that is fading away? Is it in natural resources? We got gold. We got all of this. We are really blessed. And in the middle of this blessing, you see so much poverty. It's
Hmm.
unbelievable. It's I'm trying to find
Look for
the
the
right word.
adjective that would describe it.
Honestly, because we are literally dying in the midst of plenty. And when you talk
Mm,
to an average Nigerian, it goes like, we need foreign aids, we need this, we need that. The mind is like blood, is like blocked. A book I love to read, I read it every day. It says that a man that is in honor and does not know it is worse than a beast that perish.
mm, mm,
And
mm,
that is what I see in not just my society, in developing countries. That's the
mm.
difference between countries that have developed and
The ones that are
countries
lagging
that are
behind.
developing. It's
Mm,
just that mindset. You're in honor and you do not understand that you are in a place of honor. And interestingly, I wonder if I should say this on a broadcast, but yes, let's talk about it. A couple of years ago, my friends and I were discussing about what we think is the problem in Nigeria. We felt like, the oil thing is clouding our brain so much that we're not even thinking outside the box because we feel
mm,
like, oh, we are too blessed, children of rich people. And the kind of money that we are squandering away does not make sense because we are getting it freely. And my friends and I go like, oh, maybe if this oil revenue reduces, would be forced to think outside the box.
outside of
And a
the
couple
box.
of days, I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, now oil is actually filling our revenue. So now we have to think outside the box. We've got to develop ourselves to be able to create wealth. And that
Mm,
is where my style of coaching comes in to say that, see, gone are the days that the wealth is under the ground. Right now, we are the gold.
mm,
We crude oil. The more we refine ourselves, the more we can export ourselves, and we've got what it takes. When you look at
absolutely.
what the developing countries are doing in developed countries, you know that we got everything that it takes. The only
Absolutely.
difference is the environment.
Yes, true.
So if we can help ourselves thrive in our environment, we begin to export ideas. We
Mm,
begin to export ourselves because we are the gold. Money attracts, it's called currency. It moves, and it moves depending on the what you have. So if I can become valuable, irrespective of my geographical location,
You will attract
money will
wealth.
come to me. So right now, as a country, we say we want forex, we want this, we want that, we want that. If I can develop an app, I can
Or
come
a
up with an
solution.
idea that
That
becomes
is
globally
global.
relevant.
Mm,
I bring back my country. Note, I'm not just talking about Nigeria because this is a global principle. So it does not matter where you are. The reason why everybody is talking about America is because of the kind of solutions they've been able to produce.
mm,
Money attracts to value. I develop whatever it is I'm able to develop. Money will gravitate towards the
towards
location I'm in. And
of value.
thank God for our current dispensation. In this dispensation, honestly, nobody is inexcusable. Like, permit me to quote my favorite book again. You are inexcusable, O son of man. You cannot have mobile phone and data, and you tell me you're unfortunate. It is
Mm,
impossible. You are as
So
unfortunate as the limitation in your mind.
yes, absolutely. I was going to say that then is the real problem, because it's not that we do not have some infrastructure. Yes, we do not have most infrastructure. We do not have the best infrastructure, but we do have something. And I mean, I love the favorite book you keep referring to, is that if you have something as little as a mustard seed, if you have that faith, if you have that belief in this regard of what we're talking about, if your mind is in the right place, then you are able to turn that little that you have into something huge. So my
So
question now will be to you. Yes, please go on. Please go on. Go on.
permit me to share a story talking about little because when I'm working with different people, I keep saying, so, people feel like you don't understand my situation. I'm telling you, I don't have anything. I say, you're talking with me with phone and you have data. Honestly, I don't understand what you're talking about. And one of the people I've had the privilege of working with, last year we had a challenge. And we're like, see, go update your LinkedIn profile. And last month, or was even this month, he buzzes me and says he has been headhunted by a multinational via
Wow.
LinkedIn. Mhm. And I was teasing him. I'm like, okay, so
Maybe
as
you don't have
government changed
anything.
power, as government changed power, your destiny is in your hands. And in fact, it was negotiating salary. That
Wow.
I actually think I was more than this. I said C level,
Wow.
so
Look at you.
you are not being employed. You are now because you know what your mind has opened.
Mm.
You've broken that jinx. And he's like, in fact, another multinational from Australia is already discussing with me
So now
in
he has
Nigeria.
choices.
He has
And he's there in
choices.
Nigeria.
You
Exactly.
know,
Exactly.
your
Mm.
pedigree has not changed, but your mind has moved. I like to say
Absolutely.
that, and I keep emphasizing this to people I work with. Things happen twice. You must be
Mm.
able to see it before you can get it.
Boom.
You can
Boom. Boom.
never
Boom.
enter a future you cannot see. And that is
Absolutely.
where the problem is. Most people are too fixated on what they are
What they can.
seeing
In
physically.
physical. Boom.
Yes. So
Yes.
you're now
Yes.
talking about what you can see in your mind.
Mind.
How are
Mm.
you breaking your mind barrier?
Mm.
Because what you can see in your mind, literally, is more powerful than what you can see physically. Men have been able to break jinx of limitation. And that's why I said, this is a topic that if I
That you
sit on
can
it,
just sit with.
I'm
I
not. I'm
totally.
not out of here. But we need to really understand this, to understand that honestly, we are our biggest limitation.
Mm,
You can't be, like a teenager. I break this thing down in different age grades. Go and look at 13-year-old billionaires and what they are doing with the world has changed. Gone is
yeah.
the time of our father when for you to be a CEO, for you to be the top of a company, you have to be in your 60s. The world has moved.
Mm,
You
mm.
have major CEOs under 30. So, like, seriously, what are you doing with your life? What can you see? And when you look at the generation of current millionaires and billionaires, they are people that have first wealth. So they did not inherit the money.
Inherited from there.
Yes, these
Mm,
are men that literally took their lives in
in
their
their
hands
hands and
and
change the
were like,
narrative for
see,
themselves. Mm.
I can see it. So the what can you see? So when I'm working with people, the first thing I ask is, what can you see? So you're asking somebody, what's your biggest salary? Dream big. And the person is telling you, maybe like, because I'm speaking with a global audience now, maybe like $100.
Ah, you'd be
So
like,
you are limited. Okay, you are saying her, but that's the truth. You are limit. You've already limited your potentials
hmm.
to $100,
So even if
and
an opportunity that can bring you more than that come, you would be able to see it. You wouldn't be able to resonate with it. Hmm.
that's why I wanted to say that. See, you would not see that opportunity. It would not be an opportunity to you because it is beyond your mind capacity. You
Hmm.
can't see it. I love the Queen of Talk, Oprah,
Hmm.
and when you look at the story of Oprah's life, she was literally a nobody. Our grandmother's biggest dream for her was for her to get a good white family that she would serve.
To serve. Hmm.
Look at that
Wow.
woman today.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
she
That's
got to a
our vision.
stage in her life that she was like, she's more than this. Let
Hmm.
me come to my country, Nigeria. Funke Okeke, she's somebody that I respect so much. She floated a company, Main One. She came into Nigeria at a time where, yes, we always complain about different things. So, what do you see? It's either you are seeing money. I tell people, see, by the time you understand the way money works, when you are looking at EJ like this, you're just seeing
You'll be
money.
saying,
And that's the truth. Because your money is literally in somebody else's pocket.
sure.
So you need to have that kind of mindset. So every time you look at someone, I'm not saying be machinery, but
Hmm.
you are looking at what solution
What
will I
potential? Hmm.
give that will bring out the maximum money out of this person's pocket. Maximum money, everybody is a milk. You are thinking of how you will milk the person. Literally, that's the way rich people think. So as I'm looking at you, I'm like, how would I? I'm sure you are a good cook,
Hmm. Hmm.
but all the food you have been cooking, you've not made money like McDonald's, so, and you can cook
Hmm.
better than them. So the problem is not the skills. The problem is how you view yourself. And that's
Hmm.
why the mind thing is very, very
It's very,
critical.
yeah, absolutely.
What do you
Absolutely.
see? What do you
Absolutely.
see? What do
Hmm.
you see? Permit me to still talk a little bit more about this because this is what it's the breaking point.
True.
Right now, we are communicating across the globe.
Yeah.
You are in another continent, I'm in another continent, and we are talking real time because somebody saw it. Like
Hmm.
somebody saw it. Okay, because we are both Africans, I can say this. My younger brother would say, if we can use our voodoo to like literally do it well, it would have projected us. So we hear that our forefathers can conjure people from anywhere. but they've tried for us now. They've already given us a template that this thing is doable. You can conjure people. So why didn't we like ride on that technology and call
Hmm.
it thought? The telephone was designed at a time when what the world needed was not telephone. What the
Hmm.
world needed faster horses, because they were using horses as means of communication. So if somebody was myopic in his thinking, what he would have been thinking about is how can we make faster horses? How can we make stronger horses? Because that's what we are using to communicate. And somebody is like, no, see, beyond horses, there has to be something that we can use to communicate
Faster.
that
Hmm.
can break this jinx. And that's where the vision is. And I don't know where you're listening to me from. I tell people, if your vision is not scaring you, you've not started. You are
Hmm.
very tame. You are very tame. You are just doing
Hmm.
copy, 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 copy. You think people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, you think they are crazy by going into the space? That's the future.
Hmm.
That's the future. You can't stay with the ordinary and you expect money to come. That money has moved.
Hmm. Wow. So let me just, as we wrap this up, is to say that drop something for us here today. Like even I think like I can sit here with you and just have this conversation, and then I'll be having light bulb moment. Like wisdom is dropping and skills are falling off. Because one thing I have come to realize over the years is the layer of this mind um, damage that we have, especially for those of us from Africa. Like the layer is so thick. And the scariest part of it is a lot of people don't even know it. They are not even aware about it. They are clueless about it, right? So they don't even know the amount of work that they need to start to do to remove all of these layers of compounded programming that is running their lives. So, as we round this off, can you give us one or two things that can help us use that inner mind or the inner eyes that we have to start to see? So, how can we make our vision, not this one where I'm using to look at you now, but the one that can change my life? How can I begin to activate that vision? What one or two things can you give to us today to say, if you do this thing, you can begin your journey of seeing clearly and seeing beyond the now?
Okay, very good question. And the answer is, I was like, pretty obvious. This is coaching corner. You need a coach. Trust me.
Hmm.
There is nobody that's become great without coaching. Quote me anyway. The journey will be longer. Isaac Newton, he says that the reason I can see further is because I stand on the shoulders of giants. So I often ask people, where are you standing? Where you are standing is extremely important. There are some people that are not even standing anywhere. There are some people that are standing on the shoulders of midgets. So that's the truth. Who is guiding you? Who is
Hmm.
giving you direction? If you want to sing, you get a voice coach.
Hmm.
Celine Dion, music legend of our time, she's got a coach. Kim Kardashian, she's got coaches. She's got coaches.
Coaches
You know,
for different
you
areas.
coaches for the. You need a coach. So I tell people, identify where you're going to. Goal setting is extremely important. You want to do podcasting. You are seeing EJ. She didn't start today. Learn from my experience, learn from a mistake. And one thing I'd like to drop in here is you need to be careful who you're picking as a coach. So you have to do your research. You see
Search
that if a football team is losing, they don't fire the player, they fire the coach.
the coach. Hmm.
So you need a good coach and you need a secured coach, or permit me to put mentoring here.
Hmm.
So let
Hmm.
me review this book that I'm always reading, because there's no way I can give this
Okay.
particular
Without
reference
mentioning.
without revealing the book. So um a Christian by belief, so I read the Bible a lot. There's this character in the Bible called John. So John was speaking about Jesus. John
Mm.
says, there is him that is coming behind me, whose shoelace I'm not fit to tie. So I'm just a forerunner to this person that is coming. Then Jesus comes. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, for us Christians and for people that are non-Christians, you know the big hype about the man Jesus. And Jesus now says that, see, for you people that I'm coaching, this work that I do, you would do. Greater works than this would you do. So I tell people that the characteristic, one of the main characteristics of a good coach or a good mentor is somebody that is secured in himself to allow you to transcend. Because the person understands that for tomorrow to be better than today or yesterday, you have to do better. Whatever I'm doing is just a launch pad. So I tell people that I'm working with that, see, don't celebrate anything that I'm doing. Whatever I'm doing is a template to show you that greater things can be done. And when you look at the world of innovation, when they're producing cars, there's no better car yesterday. Yesterday, it was manual. Today, it is automatic. Then you are talking self-drive. You are talking AI. That's the way it works. You know, so when you see somebody that's constantly putting you down, please run. So coaching, get a good coach, get a secure coach. That's tip one. Tip two, personal development. It is personal to you. It is not community development. It is personal That's why I said I love the topic. You know, sometimes I have students and some of them feel like, oh, this person is over. It is your personal race. This is my book that I like quoting a lot, and I'm looking at the time. It says they that compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. It's stupidity, because you're running different races. You have different assignments. And that is one major drawback I see in developing countries. You know, this scarcity mentality. We are all stars. We can shine. Can we all shine? You know, it's a crab mentality. They say if you don't want crabs to get out of a bucket, just put plenty
Put all
crabs
of them
together.
together.
As
You'll be
one is
pulling
coming in,
each
you'll
other
be
down.
dragging it. It's a crab mentality.
Mm,
Can
mm,
we grow each other? Because as
mm.
we are growing, the society is
It's
growing, the community
growing.
is growing. So it is
Wow.
personal
I
to
love it.
you, and you have to be able to a principle that I'm going to share here. I share it with everybody. It's one of the first things you must learn. Pay yourself first. More often than not, we pay everybody around us, but you don't pay yourself. And when you don't pay yourself, you deplete, and you can never give out of
What you don't
an
have out of.
empty vessel. So when it comes to paying yourself, you're not just paying yourself with money, because when people hear pay, they think it's money. No, you are paying yourself with time. So
Mm,
every day, do you pay yourself? There's this quote of Jim Rohn that I share everywhere I have the opportunity. He says, see, if you spend 1 hour every day developing yourself, in the next 10 years, nobody will see your back. Just
mm.
1 hour every day. And people will go like, I don't have time, but you have time to watch funny, funny
Telemundo.
cartoons. I didn't want to say that so that somebody will not say I'm demarketing them. You have time to gossip
Squirrel.
at hours. You have time to, and these things are good. But when it comes into your future, what
You have
are
to be
you
more
putting into your
intentional.
future? Yeah, because
Mm,
the only thing you will meet in the future is the seeds you've planted in today.
mm,
And that is
mm,
why paying yourself first matters a lot. You want to be the best podcaster, is not wishful dreaming.
mm.
You need to sit down every day, and I
Put
mean
in
it,
the work. Yeah.
because every day you are becoming.
Yes.
Get a coach, you can't win the Olympics without daily putting in practice.
Yes.
Every day,
Day.
any coach will tell you that. You want to be the music goddess every day. You want to be top notch in your. I have somebody that says she's wants to go into writing now. Every day you will write. Oh,
You're right. Yeah.
every day.
Whether you feel like it or not. Hmm.
And she's coming back and like, wow, when this everyday challenge came, I thought it was impossible. But now I'm realizing that when I sit down, the idea flows. I say that's the way it is.
That's the thing. The
And as
momentum.
it's
You've gotten the
flowing, you're
momentum.
getting
Yeah. Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Wow,
So those are
fantastic.
the two
Whoa.
things
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
that's
whoa, whoa. This this seemed to me like a master class already. Thank you so much, Coach Tumininu. Thank you for sharing. Like, I know if we sit down here, 1 hour will reach. I will not be tired. It's not like we're tired, though, but I'm considering the people that are watching because I feel like we have a very lazy generation. May God help us. Right, so yeah, we have to consider them, otherwise I can sit with you here and just keep soaking it in, right? But
okay.
I know that within this time that we spent together, you've really shared a lot. So if you're watching this right now, you're listening to this, please take time, listen to it over and over again, and even take notes at some point at some things that you can do, some light bulb moment that jumped at you when Coach Tumininu was sharing, because I mean she kind of touched every aspect that needs to be taught when it comes to personal development and financial development or financial literacy, as if I will put it that way. So thank you so much, Coach Sumi. If somebody wants to work with you, how can they connect with you, please?
Okay. The last thing I'd like to put in there for yes, we have an attention deficit generation right now. You really want to change your life and you're finding it difficult. You've heard me talk 1 hour, 2 hours, and it sounds daunting. I can understand that. So what I always say is start where you are, but don't stay where you are.
Hmm.
15 minutes. Be consistent with 15 minutes and pick what you love. Just a short example. I have this amazing daughter and I wanted her to get into the world of artificial intelligence because that's where I believe the future is. That's where the future is going. And she comes to meet me and she's like, Mommy, I really don't have flair for all these techie things. I say, you must have flair.
You
Oh.
flare it
You
up.
must you must have flair. Then we negotiate. Then I put her in a summer class. And I said, see, this is the way it is. You will do TED Talk. It's brain food. TED Talk, 15 minutes a day. I will stay with you. What topics do you want to learn? Let's learn from the feet of the master. And before you
Hmm.
know it, our interest is picking up so
Increasing.
much so she's lecturing me. She's like, the way she was lecturing me, I'm like, I see levels. Say, no, mommy, you got to hear this. This is
Wow.
economic revolution. This is the way countries. I said, okay,
Whoa.
we're going there.
Welcome.
So please, yes, start with what you love and take it in bite sizes. Before you know
Hmm.
it, your appetite will be
Become
increasing,
will
just like
be
a baby.
increasing.
Yes, you'll be increasing.
Wow.
And if you want to reach out to me, send me a DM on Instagram. My
Okay.
Instagram handle is to me Adepoju.
Okay, I'm
So
going to
send
leave the
me
link of that in the description of this video
yes.
so that you can connect with Coach Tumininu if you need to work with her. I know she has a community where they also read and they develop young people. So once you connect with her on Instagram, you can
Yeah.
also see some of the posters of the past event and you can join the future one. Thank you so very much, Ma, for your time today. I really appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing as a coach because I know that we need more of you coaches in the world right now to help guide the next generation. Otherwise, they might just find themselves here and there without any focus. So we really do need coaches nowadays. And this is why I am doing this to actually expand on what it is exactly that coaches do or how it is that they help people so that people can be aware. Because I feel like some people are not even aware that, okay, this is what they do. They just feel coaches, okay, because they see them everywhere. They just talk. It's more than talk. It's about transformation. And so if you want to transform your life from where you are now to the next level, you need a coach. And I hope that from the arrays of coaches that I'm going to be bringing on the show, you're going to find one that resonates with you and you're going to be able to reach out to them, to work with them and transform your life. Till I come your way again next week with another coach on the Coaching Corner, this is the energetic EJ. Goodbye.